I started drawing in 2020, and this video goes over my whole journey from start to finish. Well, not finish, I'm still in the middle of it, but from 2020 to 2025, that's what I'm covering here. How do you go from funny Dutchman brain rot to epic drawing pro Van Gogh? I was always an artist, you just didn't know about it. You're seeing everything that I've made, from screenshots to finished pieces to time lapses of those pieces. It's just in chronological order from beginning till now. That's all the visuals for this video. This was really difficult to collect, so you will enjoy it. What was the hardest part about learning art besides consistency and motivation, and how did you get over it? First of all, and most importantly actually, I'm not where I want to be regarding my art. I don't think a lot of artists really are where they want to be. It's always a journey, and it can be a devious journey. So the hardest part is holding on and trusting that it'll work out. In my experience, learning art has changed my life a lot. Art and improvement in my art is directly tied to my self-worth, because I used to look at my art and feel really disappointed in literally everything. It's actually pretty recent that I've been starting to look at myself and asking, what's wrong? Why do I hate what I make all the time? Why do I feel like such a fake, like I don't belong here, like I shouldn't be making art? It all comes down to self-worth. Recognizing that, changing that, and improving because of those changes has been such a life-changing experience for me.
Yeah, that is for sure.
I honestly believe art is much more than what you put on paper and show to the world. I hope that maybe gets some gears moving in some people's heads, because you might be struggling with this. If you can relate with anything I just said, I definitely advise you to keep watching. If not, do not watch. Very illegal. No.
Been on the road for too long. The road.
Where did you start? Or more, how did you start? I used to scroll Instagram a lot and Twitter and all these sort of outlets, and I would think, God, this is so beautiful. These people are extremely talented. I already had a really big interest in anime and manga and that sort of stuff. You know, I watched a fuck ton of anime. I'm just gonna say it right now. My confession. But no, I love it. I've loved it since forever. And because of that, combined with all this scrolling and building up this low-key jealousy, something just clicked. I felt this urge to start drawing. Let's go, you know? I wanted to be able to do it. Other people can do it. It's apparently possible, so why should I not be able to do it if I want to so bad? But then the question arises, how in the name of the Lord and the Holy One, Jesus, amen, God is good, do you start drawing? My idea of starting was to do a 100-day challenge. If I were to start an art journey, what, in your opinion, would be the best starting tasks to getting the hang of it? The 100-day drawing challenge, baby! Nothing else gets you in the field like that one. 100 days, one drawing per day. What qualifies as a drawing? It's literally just one line. Literally, the whole point of this 100-day challenge was for me to show up, grab the pencil, put something on paper, which in this case was just one line minimum requirement, and then put the pencil down. If you want to continue drawing, sure, go ahead, you're free to do so, but there's no obligation. The only obligation was to draw that one line. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a very impactful way of starting, and I would recommend it to anyone. I made it to 70 days. I've gotten so used to starting everything up, you know, getting the canvas in front of me, getting the pen in my hand, and being like, okay, let's go. If you get used to that, that's a huge advantage over other people. Of course, bad days happen, and sometimes you skip one day or two, but I literally don't see a world where I'm at this point without having done that 100-day challenge. 2 weeks ago, I started, but deciding on what I should do was confusing, and it still is. So my question is, after you started, what did you do to start improving your skill? Well, aside from the 100 drawing challenge, it's just allowing yourself to completely fail. Just completely fuck it up. It's crazy, but you have to keep evaluating. You have to keep realizing that whatever you do, even if it's just a bunch of scratches and you completely fail, you still made a move. Because one day ago you didn't do anything, and now you put a bunch of scraps on paper and you've made progress. That's like 1% as opposed to 0%. And wouldn't you agree that's better than 0%? So after those 100 days, I began drawing, but I faced challenges and a lot of self-doubt. 100 days, sure, that's cool, make some doodles, who cares? But if you're deciding like, okay, I'm actually starting to draw now, you want results. And at one moment I was thinking, oh my God, it's just not working. I'm not, what the hell am I doing? Who do I think I am? And then 2 days later I would be like, oh my God, look at me, I did this, holy shit, oh my goodness. You have no reference of how it feels to do things right, and you don't have any reference on how it should feel to actually fail. You're learning, that's the thing. You don't know how to look at your results and evaluate if you did right or not. But the truth is, any progress is better than no progress. Walk 10 minutes a day, that's already beating everyone that's just on the couch. Same thing here. Here's a question. You make such good art and are confident about it, right? How do I get confident in my own works, especially since I have been told negatively about what I've created? First of all, who oh my God, I can't even think of the words. How I create confidence in what I make is I don't really. I have to learn to accept that I'm valid too, and whatever you make is going to be valid too. So I'm lucky enough to know a lot of cool people that have connected with me through my art server, and I found out that you're actually supposed to enjoy the challenge. They would say to me, enjoy the challenge, man. Learn to love yourself and love your art. It's all part of the process. Just enjoy it while you can, man. And I'm just sitting there like, shut up. You already know how to draw. How can you possibly know what I'm going through right now? Bro, you are making Mona Lisa on a daily basis, and you're telling me just enjoy the process. I can say with confidence that they are not saying that for no reason. And I'm in that position now where I'm telling you this exact thing. They're right. And unfortunately, I have bad news. This is the reality of how you're going to feel when you're starting out a new skill in general, not just drawing. You get advice from people that are way down the line and they're like, yeah, just relax, it's all part of the process. And you're gonna be like, okay, cool, thanks, Mr. Draws like a god every day. Hey, cool, look at me, guys, I made this sketch in 10 minutes. Literal fucking masterpiece. But believe me, they went through this. They know how it feels, and I know. You may not believe that. You may be sitting there already having started and thinking like, this guy, whatever, man, you can draw, shut up, bro. What the hell are you even talking about?
You found a doll.
You know what the hell you're talking about. What needs to be said, man. Now let me tell you something else, man. Now let me tell you something, man. I am the CEO of this exact feeling. I've had a lot of jealousy. It's painful and it strikes deep within me. It's almost embarrassing to admit it, but I am such a fucking emotional guy when it comes to this stuff. But to spare you a lot of agony, that's because you are insecure about what you make. Creating art and putting it out there puts a giant mirror in front of your personality and makes you take a hard look at yourself and your own values. It can be very confronting. It was for me anyway. This is my story. I don't know how you experience it. Maybe you're talented from day one and you just know everything. Good on you. Please enjoy that. But in case you're feeling the same way, believe me, I know how it feels. And so do other artists. It's just they have learned to adapt to this feeling and they've grown past that pain. Which is good. You want to get rid of that pain. That's your goal as well. You want to get to that point where you don't mind anymore. And I'm not saying you're going to be disappointed with your art forever. No, it's just you're going to realize that you're good enough and that whatever you make is valid and part of the whole picture. You don't accept it yet because you're like, I want to be good first. I want to make good stuff first. And then I want to be part of it. No, you already are. You already are. I can repeat it for days. It's not going to come through. This is unfortunately something you have to experience on your own, and you have to fall and get up. First of all, cool art. Second of all, I wonder what you do to a long-time burnout that stays weeks to months. Well, honestly, the best thing to do in such a scenario is completely let go. Just let go. You know the saying, if you love it, let it go? Like, this is where that applies. You want to get better, you want to improve, you want to see yourself thrive, but you have to let go of control. Some things in life you can't have any control over, and letting go is much more comfortable than trying to grasp and stress out about getting it perfect and getting it right. If you completely let go, In 1 week, 2 weeks, naturally you'll start rolling that ball again and you'll see how much easier it goes. So in year 2, I tried to, listen to the words of those artists that came before me. I tried to love my art. I was super demotivated. I hated all of my art regardless, and I was very insecure about everything. Despite that, I kept trying. I would make arguably really cool stuff, but I would hate it so much because I made it and I felt like I'm not worth anything. Without knowing, of course, that's sort of an unconscious sort of feeling. That's wrong. But at the time, I really didn't know that. How am I supposed to detect that? I felt doubts about improvement and questioned if this was the right path for me. Like, why did I start? Am I the guy to make this happen? I still really wanted to be able to make stuff that I saw on Instagram. I want to be able to match that, so whatever. I'm gonna keep going anyway. Your art is pretty incredible. Who or what are your inspirations and why? Biggest inspiration for style and like drawing goals is Kuvshidov Ilya. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I talked about this in the video as well. That and the Metal Gear art back in the day really captured me. Like, oh my god, that's how cool things can look. Anime in general, manga in general, a lot of sources. Yeah, it's a really big list. In year 3, I focused on being more comfortable with sketching. I could do color if I really wanted to, and I've already experimented with a lot of styles and techniques, I mentioned this in an earlier video, but I'm very results driven. I see a cute reference on a really cool piece, or I see some really cool art or like a great outfit, and I'm like, I want to create that. I'm gonna laser focus on that. I will create it no matter the cost. And then, of course, you end up banging your head against the screen for 7 hours because you don't know how to achieve this result. But determination really made sure that happened. And what happens then is you're not gonna make it, and you're gonna be so demotivated, and it's not a healthy way of doing things. And because of that way of working, I felt a weird mix of progress, but also desperation. I struggled with understanding the journey in general, and I didn't really have a path forward. If you asked me like, hey, where are you gonna be in 2 years? I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know, maybe I was at my peak, I wouldn't get any better, or maybe this is just the start. So I relied on my fellow artists to tell me, you need to keep going if you're not sure. And so I did. I really flipped a switch. Because of therapy, because of really looking at myself and really trying to understand my feelings and needs, I would start to understand the reasons behind my past struggles and why I couldn't grow. The self-doubting, insecure mirror that was in front of my face, I started to look directly at it, I started to understand that there was nothing wrong with my artwork. There was something wrong with me not accepting myself and the art that I create because of my low self-worth. It runs deep, like I said at the beginning. This topic is very near and dear to me, and even on that topic, I don't know all the answers yet. But I know what was wrong, and I can confidently say that since the start of 2024, so much has changed for me, and I feel like there was no other way to get to that point. That whole change made me realize the significance of just keeping going and accepting yourself. Truly accepting yourself. Not just saying it, but being okay with yourself. That was a big step for me. There's a very delicate balance in praising other people's art and being jealous of their art. I would do so many comparisons, and it would always get me down.
Put me down!
Don't look at it like it's a competition. That's so easily said, I know. But if you want to do comparison, only compare with your own art. I do a ton of comparisons between my old art and current art, and the difference is night and day. I would advise you to take screenshots of your whole processes, save them somewhere, I don't know, make sure that it's intact because you want to look back later. When you're a couple of years ahead, you will very much enjoy looking back, even if you hate it now a lot. I'm extremely proud of how far I came with my art, and I have really good people to thank for that. So here's the shout out. Thank you so much, DeckTech, Dachios, Tihi, Bolm, every artist on the art server. You guys know what you did. You've helped me personally and publicly, and I wouldn't be able to make this video without you. I really appreciate having you around, and I felt it necessary to say that in this video. My advice to everyone watching here right now, you need to surround yourself with artists that care. Or anyone that cares, honestly. It's very important. You're not gonna get far alone. You need people to tell you things. You might not find them immediately. You might only find like one person, but I swear to God, if you have this one person, just like training in real life, if you have like someone keeping you accountable, you will come through. Maybe it's like your mom even, I don't know, someone out there has to care. And it's just as important that you put effort into finding that one person as it is to put effort into improving your drawing. I don't want to advertise my art server, but I'm just saying we care over here, and it's a resource that you could use if you're genuinely interested. It's going to be agony. You will suffer and you'll hate yourself if you're anything like me. I still suffer, and even though I've been drawing for 4.5 years now, I still come across periods where I don't think I can pick up the pen anymore. That's normal. That's part of it. You need to accept that and embrace it. Trust the process, because realistically, you're only gonna get better. Things cannot degrade. You don't unlearn drawing. You don't unlearn biking either. If it feels like an accident, it's not an accident. You showed up, you put the thing on paper, and that would not have happened if you didn't show up. Even if you copied someone else's work in like a way that you're observing it and trying to recreate it, you still made it. That's not an accident. You need to accept that real hard right now. Accept it real hard. I think it's very important that I tell you this because I only recently heard it and it was like, oh my God, you're right. You are valid and you really need to continue if you feel like you really want to be able to do this. Please, for your own sake, I'm 30 now. If I had realized all of this stuff when I was like 10 years younger, I could not have imagined where I would be right now. And let's face it, a lot of you watching right now are probably in a younger demographic. Let me be the guy to tell you, you are going to thank yourself for putting in the massive amounts of effort needed. It's only going to get more difficult the older you get. But also, don't get the wrong message, because it's not impossible. Even if you're 40, even if you're 50, you can still pick it up today. Trust me, growth takes time. And with time, I mean fucking time, dude. You need patience. This shit is difficult as fuck. I'm not really selling this, I know, but this is my experience, and I'm gonna be honest about it. If you don't embrace the difficulties, you're just gonna keep running away. Embrace everything, including the struggles, the failures, the insecurity, the doubt, the jealousy. Embrace it. Fuck it. Who fucking cares? Put anything on paper. I don't care. I'm gonna get mad. You need to keep going. Talk about it. Evaluate it. Think about what it means to you. What that means to your personality. And what you want to bring forth to the world. I know you guys can do it because I did it and I'm still doing it. I want to word this the right way because it's such a big message, you know? But everything that I say just sounds like this typical sort of, oh, get motivated type of crap. I don't know how to word it otherwise. I'm sorry. Okay, let me try it anyway. Step one, just... You're on your own. The people that have watched my journey since day one, I'm so happy that you guys are still around. You know who you are. You guys saw it all happen in real time. I've had conversations, dude. I've had so many conversations that go on for so long where I'm just going into a loop because of the self-doubt and just... I couldn't get it through my head what jealousy and envy meant and why I was feeling so bad. And these people, since day one, have helped me and kept going back to me and checking up on me and helping. The feeling runs deep. And maybe I'm really emotional, but I had a lot of trouble with my art. This is such a big topic that it needs its own video. So who knows, maybe in the future. In conclusion, this drawing journey has been amazing so far. It's been filled with agony and a lot of happiness. And I'm going to continue. I want to grow even more because eventually I want to animate. It's such a steep hill to climb, but if I can climb this wall with drawing, I'm certain I can climb the wall with animation. I made a community post where I asked you guys if you had any questions for me, so let's move on to the Q&A. I love the painting-esque appearance of your art, thank you, makes it look more beautiful and adorable. Thank you so much. First question, what was the hardest part about learning art, besides consistency and motivation, and how did you get over it? I would say the hardest part is definitely that self-acceptance that I've already talked about in the video. It's actually crazy how much that changes the whole scape of things, you know? I actually found out I have a lot more issues than what I put on paper, and getting over that is still a journey that I'm on. But I've made huge steps by talking about it with people. Honestly, I know it sounds corny and cliche, but talking about your feelings, talking about what you're experiencing, and finding sort of similarities between what you feel and what other people feel can really help. Did you master this perspective? No. I just do whatever. Do you find drawing humans easier than other objects? Yes, but purely because I've just been drawing humans so much. You know, it all comes down to shapes, but the things that you've practiced most is going to be definitely the easiest thing to draw. But if I have to draw, for instance, I don't know, a computer monitor, I would need like a reference of like, hey, how does that look exactly? Even though it's simple shapes. As opposed to drawing a human face, I know what I'm trying to achieve, you know? Still, reference really helps. Do you plan on translating your drawings or making new works in other mediums like Blender and Maya? I would love to, honestly. I already mentioned I'm gonna do animation. That's been my goal forever. But Blender has really powerful animating tools, especially for 2D animation as well. So, big yes at some point. If you could live to see the day you're a director, but it was all in your hands and what genre it has, what would it and its message be? Damn, that's a huge question. If it was all in my hands, and I could choose a message to send out and a story to tell, I would want it to be focused on depression and how it feels and how beautiful life can be. That may be a bit of a depressing answer, but it's such an important thing, and I get the feeling that people can always use a little bit of hope, you know? And I would want to give that to the world. Where do you see yourself 4 years from now in your art journey? Damn, I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I would want to see myself having started animations and being more confident and being okay with just sharing all of my things, you know? Not just with the internet here, because even though it's the open internet, it's still like this niche, so not everyone that knows me in real life gets to see it. I would want to be comfortable with sharing whatever I make with the people I know in real life. That's kind of a big goal. But skill-wise, I would definitely want to have started animation and being happy with everything that I make, even if it's shit. And I'm very well on my path there, so good moves. I fuck with your coloring heavy, thank you. I would like to ask, how exactly do you find your art style? Does it just spawn out of nowhere, or is it more of a conscious effort in the beginning, which then becomes second nature to you with practice? Very good question, thank you. I would say that I have a specific art style at this point. I can confidently say, like, when you see the things that I make without my name on it, you can probably, like, find out that it's my art because of the way it looks. I don't know how you develop an art style with anything other than time. It's gotta be this combination of whatever you really strive to be able to do and whatever you can do. You sort of combine things and you find out that you like to draw eyes in a certain way. You find out that you really like to focus on certain things. For me, that's expressions, right? Expression is my big thing that I really like to focus on, and I like to get right for every drawing. You know, as opposed to like hands, you know, I skip hands for a lot of drawings, but I always go for perfect expressions. Well, not perfect, but like good expressions, because I know that's what I like to draw. So I think your style is a reflection of the things that you're most proud of, combined with the things that you like to draw most. And I love to see cute and funny and happy expressions, so that's a lot of what my drawings are. I keep forgetting that you're an actual, competent, very skilled artist. Since I came here for funny haha shitpostman content, still, this is very good. Well, thank you. I hope that you and more people realize that I'm still the same guy. I still make dumbass jokes, but I'm still just a person, and I have hobbies and ambitions just like you. Can you believe it? The funny man having a life? Oh my god. My question is, Drawing art for money or art for the sake of art? What's your opinion on this? Ooh. Very good question. Money is a very good reward for what you do, but the question is, do I want a reward for making stuff? Everyone is an artist. Everyone can make art, and it should be a hobby, you know? It should be a form of self-expression, in my opinion, and that's what it is for me, mainly. I am lucky enough to have people interested in commissioning me, and the money that I get from art is so extremely fulfilling and so validating that I really love to do it for money, you know? I'm not going to rely on it to earn a living. I think that's way too risky, but occasionally between the things that I do for hobby, earning some money on the side because of what I like to do is the best thing that could ever happen, but it's never the goal from the beginning. Question, do you have any big projects regarding art, like big pieces, comic, manga, animations, or supplementary to anything like world building or game design? Yes, I have a comic that I've been working on for months. I'm a very slow comic creator, apparently, because this shit takes me forever. I'm at page 15 currently at the time of recording. You can look at the comic so far. It's on my Ko-Fi. I'm not trying to advertise it too much because I want to finish it, the sketch version anyway, and then go over it and color everything and make it beautiful. It's my biggest project, most ambitious project, and it will take at least 30 more pages to finish. I'm pretty sure. So, long-term project right there, and I'm not very good at those. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry for the people that are waiting for my comic to continue, but luckily there's only a few of you. Okay, that's it for all the questions. I again want to thank you for watching. I hope this video was informative to you, and I hope someone out there is inspired to start because of this video. That would be like the biggest honor ever. Check out my Ko-Fi, check out my art. It means a lot to me. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about this stuff, and your support really helps. Hey, it's Meryl! Meryl. Metal Gear launches nukes. Okay, thank you guys. Take care.